Hello, welcome to Glasgow Rangers Nation with me, your host, Owen James, the channel that brings you all your latest Rangers news, guys. It is Tuesday afternoon. It is the 17th of June. And the first official signing, of the Russell Martin era, because this one was technically made in January, technically with a pre-contract agreement. But I suppose the first official unveil with Russell Martin as our head coach and Kevin Thelwell as our sporting director. That's right, Mr. Lyall Cameron has officially arrived in the building, officially unveiled today as a Rangers player. Great to see him in the dressing room. Dressing room looking absolutely fabulous. That kit looking absolutely fabulous on him as well. The portrait of his Majesty as well, looking absolutely phenomenal. As you know, God bless the King. But certainly, brilliant to see Lyle actually in a Rangers top. Absolutely superb to see. Looking good there with that top on. Now, Lyle Cameron spoke about his signing for the club. This is what he had to say. He said, "It's amazing to walk in the door. It's a privilege, really. I've been looking forward to it for a long time." And obviously, it has been a quite long time for him coming, really, hasn't it? If you think about it, he's had to wait since January. Obviously, he knew since January that he was going to be coming to Rangers, and obviously had to play out the remainder of the season at Dundee. So as we all have our crosses to bear in life, but I think one thing you can say, is that Cameron. He showed exactly for me the right attitude. Even though it was revealed obviously that he would be leaving the club, it would be coming to Rangers, he'd be leaving Dundee obviously. He continued to be professional, he continued to play out his deal, he continued to put in 100% effort for his team, and that kind of testifies a little bit to what this young man is like. The fact that he didn't give up. He didn't sort of rein it back. He still carried on putting in effort. He still carried on scoring goals, creating chances, getting stuck in games. I mean, let's face it, if you know that you are on the verge of a move to a massive club like Rangers and, you're leaving Dundee, there's a little bit of a tendency there, I think, to kind of rein it back in, to perhaps cut back a little bit on the trying because you don't want to injure yourself. You don't want to risk, obviously, that move that you're going to make. But no, Cameron carried on putting in the effort. And I think that shows the professional we're getting and the quality of the player we're actually getting. Look, he's 22 years old. He is Scottish. 6 foot, bang on. Apparently, I don't personally think he's 6 foot. I think he's a lot smaller than that. Can't quite see that. Transfer market list him as 6 foot. Crazy times. He's a young Scottish talent. Now, obviously, last summer we brought in Conor Barron. This summer we bring in Lyall Cameron. You've got to kind of praise the club for doing that. I think there is a need, to have a Scottish core to this team. And, as I've said on past videos, if you go back to the great times under Sir Walter, we did well when the core of the team was Scottish. Now we've got the likes of John Souttar in the team, obviously. We've got Lyall Cameron, we've got Conor Barron. So there are a few Scottish players starting to come through and starting to get game time for the club. And that can only stand us in good stead. Last season for Dundee, Lyall Cameron, had a pretty decent season. Scottish Premiership, including the post-split 6. He played 33 games for them, 9 goals, 5 assists. So 14 goal contributions in 33 in a struggling Dundee side. I mean, that's one thing you've got to kind of take into account. In the League Cup, he played 6 games, had 3 goals, 3 assists, so 6 goal contributions in 6. And in the Scottish Cup, impressive as well, 2 appearances, 2 goals, 1 assist, 3 goal contributions in those 2 games. This is a guy who can play attacking midfield, he can play centre midfield, he can play right midfield. So he'll fulfil a number of roles for Rangers, and that positional flexibility will stand him in good stead with the manager in terms of getting into the team and obviously maintaining that. His total for the season was 41 appearances, 14 goals, 9 assists. So 23 goal contributions in 41, which is pretty good. And 14 goals from midfield, 14 goals from central midfield. That is something that Rangers have really been lacking over the last few seasons, is someone who can put the ball in the back of the net from midfield. Now, obviously, Václav Černý did it from the wing last season. But there's been a reliance on James Tavernier, there's been a reliance on Dessers to some degree, but having someone like Lyall Cameron come in who can score goals from midfield and create chances from midfield, I think is something that has been sadly lacking, and perhaps something that we kind of hoped that Todd Cantwell would bring but didn't to the club. But an exciting signing today nonetheless, a good positive young arrival, and we welcome Lyall to the club, officially now a Rangers player. Welcome, Lyall. Have a good one, mate. You are now one of the people. Thank you for watching Glasgow Rangers Nation, guys. If you've liked the video, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. We are the people.